We've got a really interesting piece of source material today. It's excerpts from what seems to be a beginner English learning resource.
Right.
But honestly, don't let that beginner tag fool you. It outlines a simple daily routine, sure, but it actually gives some, well, pretty practical and almost profound ideas about fitting any new skill into your life.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing. It's not really just about learning English, is it? The way it uses the kind of mundane structure of a day.
Yeah.
And these tiny, consistent efforts. It's basically a blueprint for building, well, almost any new habit or skill.
Exactly. So that's our mission today. We're not just going to summarize it. We want to unpack the why behind this simple approach, pull out the most useful bits for you, whether you're learning something new, trying to structure your day better, or maybe just curious about how small habits can lead to big results. So the material gives us two main things. First, a snapshot of a typical day, and then how to use that day for learning. Let's jump into the day it describes first.
Okay, yeah. So the routine, it paints a picture of a very straightforward day. Starts at 7 or a.m.
Right. The usual wake up, brush teeth, wash face, standard morning stuff.
Then breakfast. Just toast, eggs, coffee apparently. Simple fuel to start.
Nothing fancy, but consistent. Then it mentions work, starting after breakfast, often at home, on the computer.
And it includes this little detail, sometimes a short walk outside, like a small break, maybe.
Yeah, a bit of fresh air. Lunch is pegged at 12:00 p.m. sharp.
Typically rice and vegetables, according to the source. Again, very simple.
Then the afternoon seems to shift gears a bit. Reading, studying, specifically mentions listening to English.
Right, so that's the learning element starting to creep in.
In the evening, cooking dinner, eating, and then some wind down time. Watching a video, maybe reading a book.
And lights out at 10:00 p.m. So what really stands out, I think, isn't the specific activities, are pretty basic, but the sheer consistency, the rhythm of it.
Totally. It's a simple, predictable structure. And that's where the source gets really interesting, because it takes this, almost deliberately unremarkable day and says this is the perfect canvas for learning. The core idea it introduces is, well, it's kind of radical compared to how we often think about learning, like intensive courses or whatever.
It really is. It says pretty explicitly you don't need to study for hours and hours.
Right.
The key message is that just doing a little bit, but every single day, is the best way. It reframes learning. It's not this separate, huge task, but something you weave into your life.
That feels so much more achievable, doesn't it? It really lowers the barrier. You don't need to find a massive 2-hour block.
Exactly. Just find those little pockets of time that are already there.
And it gives examples tied right back to that routine, like the morning, while you're having coffee or whatever.
It suggests listening, easy podcasts, short videos in the language you're learning.
And the reason why is interesting, too. It's not about understanding everything perfectly right away.
No, not at all. It's more about getting your ears accustomed to the sounds, the flow, the rhythm of the language. Passive listening, almost.
Like tuning your ear.
Yeah, exactly. Just letting it wash over you while you do something else. It starts building that familiarity.
Okay, so that's listening. Then, in the afternoon, where the routine mentioned reading or studying,
the source suggests, reading in the language, even just for 10 or 15 minutes. Doesn't have to be long.
And it recommends things like short stories or easy news articles.
Again, keeping it manageable. It's about building the habit, making it feel easy to start, not daunting.
Right. And then for the evening, or maybe before bed, it brings in writing.
Yeah, writing simple sentences in a notebook.
And this isn't just random practice, is it? Writing things down helps lock them in.
It really does. It uses active recall. And the example it gives is so simple. Today, I went to the park. It was sunny. I felt happy. You're using your own day as a material.
Makes sense. Okay, so listening, reading, writing. Yeah, what about speaking? That's often the big hurdle.
Yes, speaking. The source tackles that head on. It encourages speaking a little every day, even if it's just talking to yourself.
Talking to yourself, like narrating what you're doing.
Pretty much. It gives examples like, I am making tea now, or I am cleaning my room. Simple stuff.
It might feel a bit strange at first, I
It
imagine.
acknowledges that. But the point is, it helps connect your brain to your mouth, It's practicing the physical act of making the sounds, forming the words, but without the pressure of someone listening.
So it's like practice swings before the real game.
That's a great way to put it. Reducing the friction for when you do need to speak to others.
Okay, so the overall idea is clear. Use your existing routine, find small moments, and fit in these different skills, listening, reading, writing, speaking in ways that don't feel overwhelming.
Precisely. And building on that, the source then actually distills this into 3 super easy, very practical tips. Things anyone could try, like tomorrow.
Ah, the actionable advice. Okay, what are they?
Tip 1, listen to English every day, or whatever language you're learning, of course.
And it stresses, again, even just 5 or 10 minutes is okay.
Yep. Music, short videos, podcasts, whatever works. The goal is just that consistent sound exposure.
Okay, tip 2.
Speak a little English every day. Reinforces the point we just discussed. Talk to yourself. Repeat things you hear. Just get used to making the sounds out loud.
Right, the physical act of it. And the 3rd tip, this one seemed really specific.
It is. Learn just 3 new words every day.
Wow, only 3.
Just 3. And the advice is very concrete. Write them down, say them out loud, maybe try using them in a simple sentence.
Okay.
And then it gives you the payoff immediately. It calculates that this tiny habit adds up to 90 new words in just 1 month.
90 words from just 3 a day. That's actually really motivating. It shows how small, consistent steps really accumulate.
Exactly. It's not just about vocabulary. It's a masterclass in setting achievable goals. It feels doable, not like trying to memorize a whole dictionary.
But the source doesn't just present the sunny side. It acknowledges that learning isn't always easy. It validates the struggles.
Oh, yeah. It directly mentions feeling shy or nervous or being afraid of making mistakes, even feeling sad when you don't understand something.
Which everyone learning something new feels at some point.
Absolutely. And its response to that is so important. It basically says, it is okay to make mistakes.
Crucial message.
Everyone makes them, even native speakers. You don't need to aim for perfection.
So it shifts the focus, doesn't it? Away from this perfect end result.
And onto the process, the effort, the trying. It uses phrases like, you are learning, you are trying. And that's amazing. It's very encouraging.
Yeah, it really is. And the advice for moving forward is just keep going.
Keep going. Take it 1 step at a time, 1 word at a time. Very grounded.
And there's this element of self-compassion too, like being proud of yourselves just for showing up.
Yes, be proud that you're trying, and it adds you are not alone, which I think is powerful because learning can sometimes feel quite isolating.
Definitely. So when you pull it all together, what really underpins this entire source, all the tips, all the encouragement, is this unwavering belief in consistency.
The power of consistency, that's the engine driving everything. Little and often.
It keeps reinforcing that even a tiny bit of effort every day makes a huge difference over time. Your progress might feel slow day to day.
But the source is emphatic. Your English or whatever skill is growing every day simply because you keep engaging with it.
So wrapping this up, what does it all mean? This source, which looks like a simple guide for language beginners, actually gives us this brilliant, widely applicable framework.
It really does. It takes the ordinary, everyday structure of life and shows how it can be this powerful engine for growth.
Yeah, it argues that significant progress doesn't always come from these huge heroic efforts or massive time commitments. It's more about the small, consistent actions you weave into the fabric of your day.
And it pushes back hard against that feeling of needing to be ready or perfect before you even start practicing something.
Right, like you need permission or something.
Yes. Yeah. Instead, it suggests just showing up, doing a little bit, day after day. That's not just enough, it's actually the most effective way. Trust the process.
Okay, so maybe the provocative thought to leave you, the listener, from this deep dive is something like this. Thinking about your own goals. What's one small, consistent practice, maybe really small, like 5, 10, 15 minutes, that you could build into your daily routine starting tomorrow?
Whatever that goal might be, language or something else entirely.
And also, could embracing that core message from the source, it's okay to make mistakes, could that actually unlock more possibilities for you? Could it make it easier to just do that small thing consistently?
Powerful idea. Letting go of perfectionism to enable consistency.
Exactly. As the source puts it so simply at the end, you can do this. You are learning. You will keep going.